Um, it wasn't anybody trying to uh, cut me off here. I just walked away from the Wi-Fi and it disconnected. So anyway, thought I would give you a little bit of understanding what's going on here. My property, the grass is green, trees are all pruned, beautiful weather, kids are running around, families are coming, and once again, it's just the opposite of what the media is portraying it. Um, I listened to, I think it was something from one of the stations over the hill. I think it was the 208 or something, and anyway, they portrayed people coming to my house and just enjoying and talking and everything like again like it's some uh, militia group assembling, getting ready for an insurgency, much like what they did, to the January 6th people. Um, but and of course, a lot of people just fall for that stuff, and that's why they keep doing it because people actually believe it. They actually, um, believe uh, those individuals on the 208. They actually believe it, and they think that what they're saying must be real because they're on TV. They've got to be real. This looks legitimate. Anyway, so I thought I would show you what's going on and just show you what a great blessing it is to have wonderful friends and family and for people to be able to recognize right from wrong and not be afraid, even though you have the mainstream media who doesn't have good intentions. You have them spewing out lies, and ultimately what that does is what they're trying to do is they're trying to get like Idaho State Police or the FBI or the governor to think that something else is going on so that can use force. And anyway, we've been in communication with the sheriff and others, and it really is a good thing that's happening because we're it's the issues are being kind of coming to a head. They're being pressed. They're having to be addressed of what's happening in this case, where this institution, which is the largest institution in Idaho, the largest employer, St. Luke's, is using the law to try to crush a person for freely speaking, crush a couple people for freely speaking. And we see that this type of thing is happening all over. A good example of it just recently is Tucker Carlson. He spoke, um, and the courts were used against Fox, and he was the fall guy. And it ended up being kind of a plea deal there, and he had the cover of a large corporation, but it was all about him speaking the truth. And now he's no longer be on Fox, and personally I don't see a whole lot of reason to listen to Fox now that Tucker Carlson's gone. So I think Fox News has really done an injustice, rather than they should have fought for Tucker and defended him rather than just taking the easy way out and tried to make a plea deal. But anyway, on a much smaller scale, I guess, the same thing is happening. And the attacks on free speech are happening all over here in Idaho. St. Luke's just flat out is using the law to try to cover up what really went on and what's been going on in their hospitals, and how families come to them for help. And then if they don't do what the doctors, tell them to do, or if they disagree with the doctor, or if they don't make a doctor's appointment, then the doctors call CPS. And St. Luke's CEOs haven't done anything about that. They should say, hey, look, there should be protocol. There should be approvals. Like, there should be some check against a doctor who might be upset because a family, a mother and a father, don't agree with them, or because they want to take their child to a different doctor because they're not happy with the service they got. And instead, that doctor takes that retaliation and then just calls the state. Anyway, that's basically what happened in this situation, and I don't agree with it. I think it's very dangerous, and Diego also, and we spoke out against it, and now they're suing us. When it comes to just to kind of clarify a couple things, when it comes to the contempt, the arrest warrant, well, that's based upon a contempt charge that the judge, issued, I guess. Said I was in contempt. And the media has kind of made it sound like, well, it's a failure to appear. And so therefore, because I haven't participated, so therefore it is the judge issued a contempt because of failure to appear. But that's actually wrong. It's completely wrong. And if you think about it, if a person fails to appear on a civil charge, the remedy is to just give a default judgment, just give the other party what they want. And although she should have done that many, many months ago, she didn't. And that's a whole nother issue. But the contempt charge is because they put a gag order on Diego and I from speaking about St. Luke's, or what they did, or about their employees. And we haven't stopped speaking because we haven't let them isolate us. They want to isolate us. They want us to not be able to speak so that they can control the narrative. We haven't been willing to not speak. And so, because of a violation of their gag order, she issues an arrest warrant for me, civil arrest warrant. And again, so ultimately what this is an attack on free speech, because I have a right to speak. I have a right to say what I believe is right and against what I believe is wrong. And they're saying I don't have that right. And therefore, I have to keep my mouth shut while St. Luke's gets to say all that they want to say and spew everything that they want to, and completely abuse the courts with their, tens of thousands of documents, and just run roughshod right over the legal process. And meanwhile, they want me and Diego to be over in the corner in the dark and not say a word, keep our mouth shut while they do this. And I'm unwilling to do that. And so this issue right here is very raw. And it's very based upon free speech, being able to speak out against what is happening, and communicate, and to be able to give people a choice by the facts, and let them choose. And because it makes them look bad. They want to use the law and the courts. And so, so I'm not willing to legitimize that process and try to go into the Ada County courts with this judge, Lynn Norton, who's completely showed that she is, going to do whatever St. Luke's wants, and give them whatever they want, and has violated the law, the civil rules of procedure, and made it so that I am now in jeopardy. And so, anyway, I didn't really want to completely go into that, but just wanted to point out that this is about the right to speak, and the whole lawsuit is a question of whether a person or people have a right to assemble, the right to speak out, whether they have a right to redress their government for grievances,